Recently, I picked up this fancy new car thrifting, and I'm really excited to check it out. It has some really cool design features. There are some pieces missing, so it definitely deserves a revamp. I'm going to add my own radical style to it and see how it can beef up some of the proportions and aspects of this vehicle. So let's see how it goes. Here's what we're working with. It's mostly complete. The only thing that's really missing is here. And I noticed on the underside of the vehicle, there's some aspects here. Like, why is this piece here as opposed to over here? It doesn't really make any sense. There's other aspects I think I definitely want to add some Bionicle pieces. I'm not sure how, but I think there's a way to place it. I'm thinking I'm gonna stay with the same color of orange and maybe add some blue just to contrast it, and maybe some silver as well. So here are the pieces we're gonna start with. I went through my collection just to kind of see what kind of black and orange pieces we can start with. I already started playing around with how I could do the shaping of the vehicle, so we'll just see how it goes in the next part. I decided to use this orange Paraki mask. I felt like it worked really good with the color palette of the car. I started to use this piece as a part of the roof and discovered that it flows really well into the next piece we're going to look at. The next part I used was this fin element. I decided that it flowed really well right here, and I found that once you pair it up with the mask, it really had a nice elegant flow when it came to connecting. Next up are these headlights. I decided to throw them into the middle area of the vehicle. I felt like it was a better place for them, so I decided to use a connector piece and put them right here. With that done, we can actually move on to the back area of the trunk. I decided that in this area here, I would add a unique flare for the spoiler. I decided to add the Toa Mata hands along with the Fantoko wings. I felt like with the connection piece in the middle, it looks really good. And once it's placed down on the top of the trunk area, it flows really well in connection with the rest of the roof. Next up, we have a great suggestion from my wife. Now, she suggested to have some sort of NOS coming from the back of the vehicle, and this piece works really well. I found a way to disconnect the trunk area and then to add these pieces right into the back. It really gives a lot of dynamic flair and motion when it comes to the vehicle. It feels like it's literally on fire. For the side connection here, we're actually going to build up a little bit of a connection piece. I found that one of the pieces in my Hero Factory collection works really well. It has silver and orange, and I found that this really worked in connection with the spoiler in the back. Moving into the side of the vehicle, I decided to add this particular piece here that came from the Lego hockey sets. I think that the black color and the shaping of this works really well when blending with the black and the orange of this vehicle. The wire does touch at the back of the wheel, but you know what? I'm just going to leave it. The color of this weapon is perfect for this vehicle. I found the connection point that I can make when pairing it with a black fin piece, and I found that really worked in adding a lot more spike to the side of the vehicle and also blending in with the rest of the trunk. And now that we have this in place, we can just mirror it on the other side and focus on the front of the vehicle. I'm loving the way this is turning out. Next up, we're going to add the headlights in the back. For the middle, I'm going to add this Corona mask in the back. I decided that this would fit better with the shaping of the vehicle. I had a Paraki mask that I was going to use again, but it was just too big, so this works a lot better when it comes to this middle section. I've been setting on a bunch of these translucent masks, and I thought it's the best time to use them. We're going to connect the head with a 3x1 axle piece and connect it into the back. What's great about this car is that this is really going to pop out when it comes to the color. I think besides the orange, I think having red was going to blend in too much, so I really like the way that this looks. Now that that's all together, let's move on to the front. This is another mask in my collection that I have a bunch of pieces of. I just acquired a bunch of them just from thrifting and getting a bunch of pieces. So we're going to reuse this at the front, connecting to the head, but then we're also going to connect it where the headlights actually were originally. Now that we have all the lights together, we can move on to the finishing touches. On the side of the door, we're going to add these Borak eyes just to add a little replacement for the ones that originally were in black, and then we're pretty much good to go. I did add a little bit more of these off camera, but you'll see it in the final build. And that's it, our Lamborghini is done. We got the doors all flared up, we got the front trunk area with a little bit of a hood ornament, and if you notice to the front there, I do have more of those Borak eyes, and we have a trunk that opens up. I'm really hyped on the way this came out. It looks so good, and I didn't even have to add that much. And now for the beauty shots. That's my revamp of the Lamborghini. I'm very satisfied with the way this came out. I was really just playing around with all the pieces that I had in my collection. I don't know about you, but I find that when it comes to the Lego bricks and different elements that they make, I find that they really speak to you. Like, I find that some of these pieces really blended well when it came to this Lamborghini. I didn't want to add too much, but add too little. I think what's really great is that there's different elements of there. They're a mix of Bionicle, but also Hero Factory, but it all works together really well. I think what's really funny about this is my wife suggested in this area for the spoiler and the bumper is that she suggested something having like some sort sort of NOS or like fire coming out, and I realized, oh, this piece is perfect. It has like this orange element with black, so it really blends together. And that's what's really funny about the bricks, is that you can really find something that really works for you. It just kind of depends on what your vision is and really just executing it. Another element of this is the Bionicle mask. I think it's great to have translucent blue mask pieces. I think it really adds a lot of dynamic color when it comes to the design of this vehicle, and I'm super satisfied with the way this came out. I'll actually be displaying more builds like this in the future, so stay tuned for that. I'm actually going to be at a Lego convention called Bricks in the Six this coming November from the 14th to the 16th. So if you're interested in coming, get your ticket today and you'll see me there. I'm going to be showing a lot more of my Bionicle characters and some new mocks that I have made, so stay tuned for that, and I'll see you in the future.